Well, good morning everybody. It's Vicki. I'm over at my house. I just wanted to kind of show you what's been happening. It's been a while since I've posted an update. So what we are looking at here is where the future backyard will be. It's buried at the moment, but my driveway is under all of this dirt. So if you can imagine, my fence, I'm hoping will start right along this edge of the garage and then run straight over. And let me walk over this way. So I wanted the fence to go over as far as the edge of the house over here. So basically, if this tree wasn't here, which it's probably going to have to move, the fence would be aligned with the edge of the garage, and then the edge of the house over here. So all of that area will be fenced in and protected from the deer, as well as the side yard, which was always fenced in before. And then this over here is what's left of my side yard on this side. And there's going to be a sidewalk that goes, obviously along the house there, and then realigns up with my existing sidewalk that's in the front. And then I'm hoping that the sidewalk will kind of come back here along the fence line and then come and connect over somehow to the driveway. So that part is yet to be seen exactly how that's going to connect up. But they took out more of my side yard than I was expecting or hoping. They've basically ruined my old gold junipers that I had planted along this, what used to be a terrace here. Well, I mean, there's still a terrace, but they removed all of the stone wall that was right here. My stone pathway that I had put in is pretty much destroyed, buried. These construction projects, man, like I told multiple people, please don't get rid of my stones. Like, I can see where they've just kind of tossed them up here. It's like they're trying to not get rid of them, but half of them are buried. I don't know if some of them got scooped down into here when they were backfilling. Anyway, haven't made a ton of progress on the house itself since I was here last, although they have gotten the basement flooring poured, and they did fill in the bottom of the egress windows. One of the men told me that there'll have to be some sort of ladder on both of these for them to get out if they needed to, because it's quite deep. But the garden is looking pretty destroyed, and also it's beginning of November. I'm actually surprised that it hasn't already we haven't had a hard freeze yet in this area. We normally do, I think, by mid to late October. But we haven't had a hard freeze yet, so some things are still up, but not looking great. Anyway, just thought since I was over here I would give you guys a little update. Hang on, I want to pause 1 second. Hi, kitty. Okay, I just wanted to grab my mail. Oh, you're gonna come with me? You're so sweet. I know you want some pets this morning, don't you? Come here. Okay. It's down here toward the terrace garden. I'm gonna tell you what I have decided. I like my two grasses flanking the little stairs. I think it makes a neat entrance to my house. I wish I had planted them maybe another foot over. I planted them about probably 2.5 feet from the side, but they're still kind of so big they're hanging over. Anyway, here's what I want to tell you about what I am really happy with this year. I'm super excited about this Bacopa. This was just a little annual that I picked up spur of the moment. And let me show you. I know you want more attention, huh? Are you gonna get up there? You just want more pets? I have more of it down here, and it looks so good. And next year I want to get a ton more and plant it all along the edge because I love the way it turned out. And I thought it wasn't going to survive because after I bought it and planted it, it says it needs more water. And of course I have no ability to water this at all. And plus it's in like full sun mostly. And I just thought it wouldn't do that well. Well, it actually did really well. And it's too bad that it's an annual, but I'm going to get more of it in the future. So what I really love about it is how in with my sedums, it's just like growing along and over the edge. It's just adorable. And same over here, I have sedums, but I also have this bacopa growing over it. And I just think it gives it such a magical little fairy tale look. So I want to definitely get a bunch more of that next year and just kind of go crazy all along this front edge. My lamb's ear border, I'm mostly happy with it. I think it'll look better next year since I'll be here. I'll be able to water it. You know, it'll fill in even more. Like there's still some areas that are kind of not fully filled in, but like that should fill in next year. The only thing I don't love about it is like, see how that gets these brown and yellow leaves underneath? I don't know if that's from not getting enough sun, getting too much heat from the stone since it's in full sun, or not getting enough water. I know they're pretty drought tolerant and I know they like good drainage, but maybe they need a little bit more water and that's why they're so dry and crispy. I'm not really sure, but I don't love that look. And here's what I'm thinking. I also have this garden sage, which looks incredibly similar. It's the same color leaf, although not quite as fuzzy and smaller than the Helen von Stein's lamb's ear. I almost wonder if I would rather just plant that along the edge instead. I don't want it to be this tall though, and that's the problem. Like, see, this is like a 3 or 4 year size plant on that, and this one's like maybe 2 years because this was a cutting of that one, and I have multiple of those planted elsewhere. So I don't know, just thoughts for the future. If I do make any changes on that, it may be to replace the lamb's ear with the garden sage. But otherwise things are, you know, all tired looking, and this is the time of year when most people cut their garden back. I believe in leaving most of it up for the critters. These are so pretty. So I told myself, I planted some dahlias from tubers along that back wall, and some of them I planted this past spring, but some of them I swear came back from previous years, and they're not supposed to come back in my zone. And I think that maybe they did because it's along this stone wall, and you know, it might retain enough heat if they're right next to the wall that it might keep the ground from completely freezing and you know, making the tubers rot. And so I want to do this experiment of just leaving them in the ground to see if they come back next year, because I'm just not 100% sure that they did come back from last year, but I think they might have, if that makes any sense. So that's my plan. I'm going to leave them. I'm going to hope that they come back. If they don't come back, well, then I'll just know I have to dig them up every year if I want to keep the same ones. Otherwise, I'll just have to replace them every year. Treat them like an annual. So I guess that's really all I have to say about that. A few pretty blooms, but mostly everything is kind of old and tired looking. Definitely got a lot of work to do up there toward the back next year. I see some pretty purple salvia blooms up there toward the back. And I'm going to do something about this My Little Orange Mums with the pink Gara planted behind it. First of all, they didn't bloom at the same time, so I didn't get that pink and orange effect that I was going for. And second of all, these are planted too tightly. Like, they were little babies when I planted them, and this is only their first year. And now that they're, you know, kind of getting... Okay, apparently I'm out of space on my camera, so I gotta make this quick. But anyway, I want to move these pink Garas and these orange mums and just kind of spread that out. And I may or may not move them to other areas, but, you know, so that's something that I'll adjust in the spring. So that's basically it, guys. I just wanted to make a quick video while I came over here to pick up the mail, and I know I haven't updated you in quite a while, so in fact, I think the last video I made I forgot to post, so I'm gonna have to go look back through my videos, and I will do that. All right, little Mr. or Miss Kitty, I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.